Yeah, there you go, girl. Yeah. You're too gentle about it. And there she goes. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
What is going on, Menham family? I hope you guys are having an awesome start to your day. Well, hopefully it's an awesome day. Regardless though, yes, I am going to be discussing an interesting video with you all. And before I get started with that, you guys, can you guys do me a huge favor? Can you guys make sure to smash that like button? And also go ahead and leave a comment down below and tell me what's been going on with your guys' day. So what's the big deal between when it comes to either live feeding or frozen thawed feeding? Well, the truth is that when most people keep certain reptiles, a lot of people kind of prefer them to feed something that's frozen thawed, because the animal, since it is not alive and it's not going through like something that's like almost nothing like a sacrifice or anything like that, and it actually is a lot easier for the animal to actually not only to allow itself to get a hold of its meal, but also reduces the risk of the animal taking its prey item from biting the snake, your pet reptile itself. Now, there is a bit of an exception though when it comes to live feeding. Now, when we're talking about live feeding, you guys, we're talking about the animal that's alive, you know. It's something that you would see typically in the wild too. And since I've been keeping snakes for several years now, I've always fed frozen thawed. The reason in that is because since I live here, under my mom's roof, you guys, I am prohibited from ever bringing in live rodents, you guys, because my mom's not really a big fan of mice in the house. So that's a very valid statement enough right there for me. And of course, to me, feeding frozen thawed, personally for myself, is a lot easier too, because I don't have to risk myself usually getting bitten by a live rat or a mouse, you guys, so I don't have an infection going on. So with that being said too though, when you do own a certain reptile, whether it's like a baby monitor lizard or a baby ball python, some of those animals can be picky eaters, especially, like I said, ball pythons too. As babies, they can be very, very picky, and some might actually want to try live feeding. Something that's alive instead of frozen thawed. So, and sometimes some people don't have much of a choice out there, and to take that risk, you know, of offering a live meal to it, and that's just how some are out there. Even as time goes on, you know, when your animal gets older, especially like I said, whether it's your ball python or a corn snake, they sometimes might still want live feedings, you guys. So there's really not much you can do about it. But there are a couple ways to do it. And one way you can actually try and get your reptile, particularly your pet snake, to transition over from live feeding to frozen thawed feeding is actually try to what we call assist feeding. Now, this is a technique that nobody should ever be doing immediately. Even if your animal is healthy and it's eating perfectly fine, do not ever attempt an assist feeding, you guys, unless you are trying to get your pet snake to transition over to frozen thawed feeding, you guys. Now, on your first attempt at trying to offer a frozen thawed meal, do not assist feed it right off the bat. I would wait down the road several times after offering a frozen thawed meal to your pet snake. And if it doesn't go according well, like if the snake has no interest in it after multiple opportunities, that's when you can take that step right there to offer an assist feeding. Now, if you have never done an assist feeding before with your pet snake, do not do it then, you guys. The best thing to do is actually watch some educational videos out there to learn from professionals that have done assist feeding with their snakes before. Now, personally, I have done some assist feeding with my snakes before, and a majority of it has been successful, and sometimes it's not, you know. But with that being said though, it's always best to, like I said, you guys, do not assist feed right off the bat if your animal all of a sudden decides to refuse its first frozen thawed meal. Don't do that, you guys. It's really going to cause a lot of stress on your pet reptile, and there's a good chance it might not want to take a meal at all. So a majority of people that own certain snakes, you guys, whether if it's like corn snakes, king snakes, milk snakes, but not just snakes, but like carnivorous lizards like monitor lizards, or if it's like, I don't know, yeah, mostly monitor lizards, I guess. So Most people feed them frozen thawed food because when YouTube came out 15-20 years ago, when people started posting feeding videos of them feeding their pet snakes, some people would usually feed them like live at times, and really nobody was, so concerned about that because a lot of people thought, well, that's just part of nature, because in the wild, some carnivorous snakes, they're going to eat things that are alive. So, but when it came to the captive breeding going on in the reptile community, a lot of people started like backlashing about people feeding live animals to snakes and other types of stuff. And I really personally myself was not a big fan of feeding live animals to snakes because, it just kind of isn't right. It kind of makes you feel horrible to see another animal suffer, that you're feeding to another one, right? And, some people, if I was that person feeding a live mouse, let's say to, like my girl Lucy here, for example, I kind of would feel really bad about it personally because, this mouse didn't do anything wrong, you guys, but since I feed frozen thawed now, which I actually have been doing for most of my lifetime as a reptile keeper, it is a lot easier. This animal is not in pain. It's not even alive, to be honest with you guys. These animals are completely frozen, and they're going to be frozen thawed here. And, so yeah, it's a lot easier to actually feed your animals than actually having to worry about backlash, as a YouTuber, about feeding a live animal to your snake, you guys. And you also don't have to worry about your snake getting hurt by the animal itself, because people that keep certain animals, certain snakes too, if they try to feed a live rat to, let's say, a ball python, and the ball python goes right up to it, and at first it doesn't have much interest in eating it, but the rat actually might see it as a threat. It actually might do a defense bite onto the snake. And rats, you guys, when they bite, rats carry a disease inside their bacteria in them. And if that actually gets inside the snake's blood vessel, its veins, that can seriously cause a serious infection for your snake, and it could actually cause potentially death to your snake. So, with that being said, I just really am glad that I have been a frozen thawed rodent kind of guy. But if you do have a very, very picky snake that doesn't want to take frozen thawed, then there may have to come to an exception to offering a live animal to it. So, but with that being said, hopefully you guys understand what I'm talking about here. So, with that being said, I gotta go ahead and actually start feeding one of my animals, y'all. But let me tell you guys, don't worry though, I'm not gonna feed it on camera. So, alright. Oh, I just now noticed something. We got a cat here on my bed. Hi, Boo. I gotta share a funny story with you guys too. So just the other night, I was actually on my Xbox, and I heard something going on my bed. And I noticed Boo was on my bed sleeping, and at first I didn't know what the noise was. But then when I turned and looked at her, I figured out she was literally snoring, you guys. She was literally snoring on my bed. This 20-pound cat was snoring on my bed. Like, literally, I got a video of it on my phone here, you guys. It was just insane. I have never heard a cat literally snore that loud in my entire life. Think about that. A big cat like her literally snoring. That's just crazy. I have never heard a cat snore like that before. Alright, y'all. I'm just gonna go ahead and end this vlog here for the night, y'all. But before I go, can you guys do me a favor? Make sure you guys like and subscribe for me, and turn on that notification bell so you guys can stay notified for every video that I post every Monday and Wednesday. Anywho, I'll see y'all in the next one.